Now we can see the definition of matrices first. Here the matrices means a rectangular arrangement in the form of rows and columns is called the matrix. Okay, it is a rectangular arrangement. Here we can see that in the example we have the four numbers, and that is in the rectangular arrangement. This is called the rectangular arrangement. In that we have the rows and columns. This is the row. Here we can see that this is the row and this is the column. And order of matrix. When we see the order of matrix, here we have a matrix having m rows and n columns is called the order of matrix. Before we were getting into the order of matrix, we have to be very clear in that what is a row and what is a column. Here it can be written 1, 2, here the line which itself shows as the rows, and this is the column. We have to be very clear in this concept. If you are confused between the rows and columns, then you can't go further. So be thorough with what is a row and what is a column. Here represented by the row, m is a row and n is a column. Okay, for example, we have taken the same example 1, 2, 3, 4, which is in the rectangular box. Okay, in this we have row 1, this is the first row and this is the second row. So totally we have 2 rows. Okay, in this the same thing, we have this is a column 1 and this is a column 2. So we have the 2 columns. Okay. There are 2 rows and 2 columns. Rows are represented as m, column is represented as n. So the order can be as m cross n. We have 2 rows and 2 columns here. It can be said as 2 cross 2. It is not 2 into 2. It is 2 cross 2. 2 rows and the 2 columns. Okay. Now we will go further in the type of matrices. We have different type of matrices. First we have to go with the row matrix and then with the column matrix. First, what is a row matrix? A matrix having one row in the matrix. When we have only one row, it is called as a row matrix. Here, for example, it is 1, 2, 3, there is only one row. 5, 6, only one row. 9, 11, 12, there are the 3 numbers, but it has only one row. And next it is column matrix. A matrix having one column is called the column matrix. The simple, what is a row matrix? In the definition itself, in the name itself, we have the definition which consists of only one row. What is a column matrix? In the definition itself, it is clearly telling us that it is of one column. 1, 2, 3. Here it is arranged in the column wise. It is a column matrix. Only one column is called the column matrix. Rectangular matrix. Rectangular matrix itself shows that what is a rectangle. A rectangle means when number of rows are not equal to the number of columns. Means here in the example you see that we have the rows. Here we can see the this is a row, this is a row, this is a row, this is a row. How many columns we have? Column 1, column 2 and column 3. Okay, how many rows we have? Rows as 2, columns are 3. So 2 is not equals to 3. So there are the different rows and different columns. Those are all not equal to 0. So the definition here itself says that number of rows is not equal to, this is not is specifically mentioned, not equal to the number of columns is called the rectangular matrix. We can see that rectangle, this is not equals, here this is different and this is different. So the number of rows are not equals to number of columns. Here itself we can similar rectangular means we can imagine the rectangle. From that we can take the definitions. It's very simple that a lot of the definitions are from the name itself. Okay, here what is a rectangular matrix? It is the number of rows is not equals to the number of columns. Here also you can see the same thing. This is the row 1 and this is the row 2. Here we have the 3 columns. Okay, column 1, column 2 and column 3. This is called as a rectangular matrix. And then we have the square matrix. Square matrix means this is a square. all sides are equal. So a matrix in which number of rows is equal to, here it is equal to number of columns is called the square matrix. Here how many rows we have? Row 1, row 2, 2 rows, and this is a column 1 and column 2. Okay, so this is called as 2 cross 2 matrix. This is also called as 2 cross 2 matrix. Same number of rows and the same number of columns, which is it. Here the number of rows is equals to number of columns. It is called as a square matrix. Okay, and the diagonal matrix. Here, what is a diagonal? This is called as a diagonal, right? Here the same thing, when you see the example, this is the diagonal. Okay, a square matrix, here it is mentioned as the order will be it is a square matrix. Here it is 2 cross 2 matrix. Number of, what is a square matrix? Number of rows is equals to the number of columns. Here 2 cross 2, this is 3 cross 3. Okay, a square matrix in which every non-diagonal element is 0. Every non-diagonal element, this is a these are the diagonal elements. Every non-zero diagonal elements means this is the non-zero element, this is a non-diagonal element. The non-diagonal elements are 0. Here in this is the non-diagonal element, this is a non-diagonal element, this is the non-diagonal element, this one, and this one. Only these are the diagonal elements. Those are not equal to 0 and the rest of the elements are 0. It is called as the diagonal element and diagonal matrix. Okay, and now moving towards the zero matrix. What is a zero matrix? And this definition only we can say that zero matrix and all the elements are 0. The matrix in which every element is 0 is called as a zero matrix. Here whatever the matrix is, all the elements should be